Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 3. Today starring Trigger, our Protoss superstar, and Rogue, our Zerg GSL destroyer, our double world champion, taking home both the BlizzCon and what you call the other one, Intellect Masters Katowice, of course, in the past. These players are very closely matched, which is important. Because if players aren't closely matched, you often get very bad games. Trigger currently is rank 18 on Aligulak, which is the ELO ranking that the ranking that I like to use. Rogue is currently rank 14 there, so a small edge for Rogue. And I'd like to make another little, a note in the sidelines, like I'm a teacher in elementary school. With my red pen, I would write Rogue is currently going up and Trigger seems to be going down a bit. We don't know if this is a result of the patch, in which Zerg players now feel a lot more comfortable in this matchup. Rogue has always been a little bit higher level than Trigger, but I feel like in the current patch it's going to be an uphill battle, even more uphill, okay? This is the opposite of what mountains usually do. So most people don't actually know this, but mountains over time tend to go down. They don't rise anymore. They get weathered down by rain and people walking on top of them. It's just pure wear and tear on those mountains. But for Trigger, it is quite the opposite here. Like the mountain that is called Rogue has just gone. It's gotten 5 meters taller, and then another 5, and it just keeps going up. It is absolutely unbelievable. Like two tectonic plates pushing into one another. Rogue is bulging, if you will. Alright, we have 4 queens out, a 5th one on the way. We get a spore in the natural, and we have a spore in the main. Okay, so that's nice. It means that oracles will not be capable of dealing a lot of damage, which is good news for the Zerg player. His queen's just gonna move over. He's just defending these drones, safely mining over here. As a drone, you're always safely mining until the oracle decides that it wants to kill you, which is always a terrible moment as a drone. Like, any of these drones could die at any moment. You find your safety in the pack, Like, if you're in the middle, you're probably more safe until the oracle decides to come from this side, and then boom, all of a sudden, freaking goes for you. Like, the outer patches are always the worst. Like, that is a given. Like, these guys, they were promised to be safe. The guys in the extractor on the inside, they thought they were good. They get in a freaking middle patch. Oh, they are safe. Oh, yeah, they have not been lied to. With 4 of their friends. 6? Did he kill 6 just now? I killed 4 or 5. 5 of his friends just died. This was not a safe spot. Trigger was not aware of that. He's like, let me just park my oracles here while your queens can smash at it. Not as great of a plan as he thought it was initially. Okay, he's gonna go in here. He wanted to activate. You saw that. He was like, you know what I really want? I want to go for another worker. But no such thing here, my dear friend. Rogue is ready. He has 3 queens and a spore. You're not going to fly through that. Rogue's doing all of this on 5 queens, which is the minimum amount of queens that is widely accepted as normal. There are some players that like playing 4 queens. These are players that lose 15 drones in the first 4.5 minutes of the game, then complain about PvZ being unwinnable. 5 queens is like, it's like kind of a beautiful middle of the road approach. If, it is not the yellow brick road that leads to Oz, because I think that one is very safe. No, that doesn't make any sense. If the yellow brick road was very safe, then the Wizard of Oz movie or musical wouldn't make any sense, because they just walk the road, then they get to the other side. I think the point of the yellow brick road is to test you. I haven't actually seen the Wizard of Oz. I did watch Wicked and Wicked 2. I have to admit that I was surprised positively by Wicked 1. I went in there thinking it's going to be a terrible film. I kind of liked it. I came out thinking, I did not know that it was a 2-part movie, so I didn't quite understand the ending until they told me there was going to be a part 2. I was like, oh, no, that sucks. And then I went to watch part 2, and it surprised me again, because at this point, I was feeling a little bit more excited, and then I hated the movie, so I'm not really interested in watching The Wizard of Oz anymore either. I've been reading up on the lore, though. The Dorothy and her dog, Toto, which is also the band that wrote Africa. It's one hell of a dog. Met the wizard. It's not a hell of a Hydra All in, by the way. It's not really a Hydra All in. Like, this is a, what we call, is a Hydra pressure, you know? Off of a drone count of which you would all in. But this is just a, this is a pressure. I think he's okay with killing the fort because look at this. There's a freaking spire behind this. If he takes out some of these Templars, that would be sick. Okay, some of these Templars are getting picked up. No, he picked up a Stalker. It's like, there's one unit that costs 150 gas, and one unit that costs 50 gas. Let me pick up the one that costs less. Loses 2 oracles as well, just flies them straight into those Hydras. Rogue is sitting here like, wait a second, don't leave yet. I have 10 Muras coming out soon. Don't go anywhere, guys, because I'm about to kill you a second time. Trigger here is desperately trying to hold on, like pulling the boys and stuff. He has no clue what's about to happen to him. You're about to go through some changes. 12 Muras coming out, 4 more Stalkers on the way as well. Like, this is just like, this is not even full effort, you know? Like, he could have probably killed him with this pure Hydra link. Because, let's face it, if you're floating in like 2,800 resources to build 14 Muras, you probably would have won. I really hope Trigger doesn't leave until they hit. Because I feel like that is such a beautiful moment. And I think we have to live it through Trigger's eyes as well. Like, oh my god, I defended. The road can go on. You know, you see this this big yellow brick road, and then more links. Like, oh, I can still beat this. What an idiot. Haha. And then the Muras flying, you know, what the hell? He has 8 gas. Oh, I did scout that. That's freaking weird. GG. And Rogue wins game number 1. Rank 14. What a beast. Alright, let's see how Trigger responds after this abysmal first game for him. Like, he really didn't get a whole lot done there. I mean, he died to the Hydra Ling attack and then died again to the Mutalisk. This is like going to a UFC event. Like, knocking out your opponent, resuscitating the guy, just to punch his lights out once more. The Rogue is a true monster. When it comes to ruining your day, he is always there for you, let me tell you. He's just sitting there lurking to destroy the good feelings that you had flowing through your body. Absolute beast. They call him the dopamine killer. That's what he does, man. Can't help himself either. Just wants it all for himself. Alright, let's see what's going to happen here in game number 2. Game number 2 is going to be exciting. This is actually one of my favorite maps in the map pool. Not because... Okay, let me rephrase this. This is one of my favorite maps in the context of this map pool. Because a lot of the maps in the map pool are kind of large. And some of them are quite closed off. But this is... It feels open and weird. There's dogs walking around. I always find it funny. This is a fun fact. So, in StarCraft 2, there are critters, right? You can see one over here. I don't think there's any others on the map, and usually you can see them through the shadows. So this is a pointless expedition anyway. Either way, there's critters walking around, and most critters have 5 to 15 health. And that means that if you A-move on top of the critter, you can kill the critter. There's a critter called the Ursadon, which looks a little bit like a Yeti on steroids, pretty much. You have Karaks, which are like little dinosaur-looking things. But these dogs, you have dog critters in StarCraft 2. They are the only critter that I'm aware of that you can't actually A-move on. They don't have HP, and they're non-targetable critters. Now, I hear all of you dog haters think, oh, I would love to A-move on some critter dogs here on the map. Understandably so, if you hate them. You know, I know the cats versus dog. I mean, they made a freaking cinema franchise out of it. It's a big deal. So do not worry. What you can do is that if you right-click on top of the dog 16 or 32 times, it's one of the two. You can't know ahead of time, but it's consistent on each map. They will explode. And you won't even need to A-move it. So, fat little trick there. Coming from Harstem right at you. Some lore. Look at that. Equality for all. So either everyone should be an unkillable critter or all critters should be killable. That's what I'm all for, man. Alright, Oracle coming out right now. We have a double adapt. I always find double adapt harass bait unless you manage to initially block your opponent's natural. Like, I feel like this type of stuff, it's like, what are we really doing here? He's actually gonna finish it. Okay, that's nice. That is interesting. He's... Oh, holy crap. How far away was that kill? 4 kills and a full drone pool. This actually was worth it. And he is skipping everything in the wall as well. Good lord. The freaking wall has been abandoned. It's going to put a second gateway and a probe on hold position there. Oracle's going to fly over towards the third base. The rogue is trying to be a little bit annoying there. Oh yeah, you need to activate the pulsar here, buddy. You need to activate the pulsar. Look at this. Nice 3-4 split. Now the adept does come out though, and Trigger is going to survive. He lives to die another day. Forge Twilight behind this. What is this? 402 on the timing on those buildings. Not bad. It's an okay timing. I like where this is going. I actually do like where this is going. As the Trigger is moving in towards... Ooh, this is the danger zone. Careful, Kenny Loggins. We'll start singing soon. This is not where you want to be. Ooh, maybe you can get a kill or two here. Lynx are going to move over towards the third base. Double adepts in position. Kind of an awkward position though. He's like, oh, I'm not... He can't surround me right now. Let me move out completely into the open. Actually kind of worked out. Love to see it. Ooh! Probe on hold position. Last moment. No scouting for you, baby. You're gonna need to get your information the American way. By torturing people on Guantanamo Bay. What is this? Couple of probes moving over to the third. The probe line is also not safe. These adepts are getting surrounded. We have another adept being warped in. Now, this is a very high level play. This is where you research Blink and then only get adepts. This is very useful if you want to trick your opponent. Also very useful if you don't want to use the Blink upgrade. Now revealing anyway that you're building so many Stalkers. This Link run by is going to come in, it's going to do absolutely nothing. Trigger has a very weird way of building stuff. Like 2 pylons over here. That is kind of a new approach to things. A 3rd pylon. So I was already thinking it's like gateway here, gateway there. And I was going to defend, you know, like this wall. I was going to find a way to make him look good. Because that's what Protoss brothers do to one another, you know. He's actually really smart. But the 3rd one next to it, he's lost me now. Okay. I once was a fan, now I'm a hater. I heard Trigger, whenever he walks by, he always right-clicks the dog 16 times. Actually 32 times just to be certain. And he builds walls like this. You can't really trust a person like that. I don't think so. Hatchery's gonna get taken out. That's completely fine. No, it's not completely fine. It's actually really bad for Rogue. I don't understand why Rogue has such a bad position. Like, Rogue's early game, except for losing the 4 workers, was completely fine. And when I say, oh, 4 workers is good for Trigger, I mean, like, this is better than even. So if you kill 3 workers with 2 adepts in the early game, we consider that to be a kind of even trade. If you kill 2, we're like a bad trade, because it's less than even. So 4 is not like, oh my god, he just won the game with these 2 adepts. It's more like, oh, he killed 1 more drone than he should have. It's like there's not going to be like a long ladder that Trigger is sending home to his family about killing this 4 drone, you know? It's like, it is expected that can happen. These oracles are pretty empty though. Oh my god. This oracle's energy is me at every event. Every social event where I can talk about StarCraft. These guys don't even know the best PvT build order. Idiots. Having to explain it to everyone all the time is so tiring. Okay, Hydra Link comes in. Why is he just attacking with Hydra Link? You'd figure a couple of Banelings here would do some wonders. The Trigger is not entirely in position with the Templar, as the 4 Hydra flankers putting in some serious work. This is a beautiful move. Actually a nice move. I like what Rogue is showing here. That is phenomenal stuff. Now these Hydras are do they have? Yeah, they have muscular augments. They just have no view upgrades, like no attack upgrades. There's nothing on the Lynx either. We still have three storms remaining. Oh, he just used the energy recharge. He now has 4 storms remaining. This is starting to look quite neat. How many gates do we have? 10 gateways. Stalker count is pretty big too. That's one hell of a storm. He hates that Hydra in particular. Plus, like once +2 finishes up, like Stalker versus Hydra Ling is gonna be a joke. Even with +1, you're already fighting quite well against Hydras often. I mean, with Storm mixed in, it shouldn't be an issue, but at some point, even without Storm, it's going to be just fine. Like the 10 gateways are really a very big deal. So we're now blinking in forward. I love that for us. Zealot's coming in with the flank here as well, and the Archon is barely gonna survive. Loses 350 shields, but oi, 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 the 7 HP remaining. It's nice 300 gas that you managed to save there. Oh, Trigger here with the classic move of losing both of his oracles into the remaining Hydras. Definitely a mistake. You have an Evo chamber coming in behind this. I don't think that Rogue is tricking anyone with that though. Like he cannot start upgrading now. Like he is dead. Like those upgrades will not come into play. You can't take him into the next game either. GG gets called as Trigger wins game number 2. And that brings us to the game number 3, where we actually do have a split base. Look at that. No hatchery over here. Hatchery on the 3rd. Rogue already was struggling with the standard to adapt. Just flying into his natural like a bunch of unleashed falcons. When I went to Disneyland earlier this year, there's a bird show at the Animal Kingdom in which they take money from your hand and then they return it to the trainer who, I think I can't even remember what type of bird it was. It was like a $10 bill, I think it was, or $20 bill. He takes it away and then he puts it in his pocket and he says, "Thank you." And he did that to me. They asked the crowd, "Does anyone here have $20? And I screamed, "I have more than 20. I also did have a $20 bill though. But that practical quip got me in the crosshairs of the Falcon trainer. And in the bird, he took my money away and then he returned it later on as well. Very impressive. And I was just thinking the entire time about that. It's like, how easy would it be to train a bunch of birds to just steal money? I feel like this is not a very effective use of your time, but I did wonder. Like, how hard would it be to get caught? And you could pretend like you didn't train them to do that. It's like, they're just bringing me money because they love me. They know I love money and these birds love me. So they, I provide them with care and food. And they provide me with $20 bills. Ling is gonna scout here. Look at that. Oracle's gonna fly its way across the map. Second Oracle's coming out here as well. But these adepts didn't do anything. They're just chasing Lings in the main base. Did you just do double adapt? No, okay, triple adapt. I was gonna say. 6 Lings versus 2 adepts. That's absolutely fine for the adepts. I don't understand why Rogue thought that was going to be a thing. Single drone has gone down. Two drones actually have gone down in total. I think one of the adepts might have been responsible for that. I have quite a few Lings out. 16 could be a problem if they miss each other here. This is bad. This could be really, really bad. This is the type of thing where, oh, nice. Double adept warp in. That's freaking great. Like, if you lose 2 adepts there, I think you're actually, like, you lose the pylon as well. Like, oh, even now they're not tied together neatly. This is going to be a trade. It is not going to be a great trade for Trigger, but if he keeps the pylon alive, this might be fine. Oh my god. Yeah, no. The pylon will be alive. Pylon, well, no, it will be alive, because the extra adept now shows up as well. This is the bonus adept. He's like, oh crap. I am the bonus adept. It's like, you end up trading. And Rogue is going to get a full scout as well. So this isn't necessarily revolutionary. Like the Forge and the Twilight. Rogue is not going to look at these two buildings and be like, oh no, it is Blink +1. Wow. For the 3rd time in a row. Who could have expected? No, like he knows that this is a possibility. But it also eliminates a lot of other things that are also possible. So it could have been an Archon drop. It could have been a 2 Stargate Tempest Rush. Yes, even from double Oracle, that is completely possible. It could have been fast Glaives without the +1, He got all that info just from seeing this and the Stalker warp in. Like, Rogue knows what needs to happen right now. Okay, he looks at this. He zooms in with his eyes. And he knows what needs to be done. Has 6 queens, by the way, so a little bit like defensively more, a bit more conservative. Wants to keep his drones alive, which honestly, you know, power to you, man. Protect the plebs, absolutely. So I love this zoning spore that he has. Zoning spores, they are a tool of the high-level players. Like, if you put your spore crawler over here, and then you position your queens next to it, if you blow, the oracles are gonna fly in, and they're gonna kill 7 workers. Like, that is just what happens. That is like, this is one of the rules. Ooh, I think he gets one. He gets one! Oh! Beautiful stuff. Trigger with the perfect timing here. Keeping this oracle alive with 2... Is that 2 HP? No, 6 HP. 10 shields. Okay, nice. Stalker's now moving out. We have a prism coming with us. So this is going to be... Look at this. This is a fake gases. These are fake gases. One could say that Trigger is gaslighting him. Is that where the word comes from? From StarCraft? No way. Either way, these like he's mining from them, but he doesn't care about them. Like it's not his true love, gas here right now. He's not gonna build a Templar Archives. He's just gonna attack, and he has 8 gates as well. 9 gates is what he has. He's gonna go for it. He's going to reinforce across the map, and he could also warp in some sentries. But this is a nice blink. Just snipe 2 tumors like that, and he's moving in very, very aggressively with a certain level of bravado as well. It doesn't feel like Rogue is very ready. And here, I often say this. I say drones should be pulled before the game has been lost. Like, you pull them before you want to pull the drones, which is hard because you don't know that you want them yet. But I feel like, yeah, there we go. GG gets called. Trigger, with a quick all-in, is going to win this series with a 2-1 score. And what a phenomenal show it was.